We touched on this some time ago, but apparently it is increased many-fold. You've heard of a booty call?
I have.
Ladies and gentlemen, MJ Morning Show listeners, you're aware of the proverbial booty call. What's heating up is the foodie call. That people are booking dates or trying to go out with people just to get their food paid for, just to get their meal paid for. It's called a foodie call. It's not a booty call. It's a foodie call.
Oh, that's just terrible.
Yeah. But this is picking up. This is becoming more prevalent with folks trying to tighten up their budgets with the economic conditions. You know, there are a lot of flashing indicators that are out there economically. And many feel that we are going to hit recession at some point. People are tightening their belts, tightening their wallets. And this is showing up all over social media. Apparently, it's on the TikTok, which I don't screw with a Chinese spy operation and allow them access to all the crap on my phone. But I use Instagram Reels, and these are popping up on Reels as well. And you've got these women that are documenting, these are like 20 and 30-somethings. So it's like 20s and 30s that are documenting so-called foodie calls where they're being open. They're being just wide open about it, saying, hey, I'm on a foodie call. You know, they don't do it like in front of the guy, and they'll narrate later, or they'll do a little recap. Yeah, went out for a really expensive dinner. It was a foodie call. Yeah, you know what? I really wanted a good meal, but I didn't have the money for it. So there are women that are going out on these dates, no interest in the guy. They just want their nice dinner paid for. It's a freaking foodie call. I don't know. I don't know if we can get anyone to call in and admit this. If there's anyone listening right now, are you part of the foodie call culture to get your dinner paid for and not really have any interest? You're leading the guy on. You have no interest in any real relationship with this dude, but guess what? He's buying you an expensive dinner. Any women listening that are part of this foodie call deal, or do you know someone? Do you have a friend that does this and then brags? Oh, man, went to an expensive place. Yeah, went to the Capitol Grill. Yeah, went to Pont or, on Swan or something, or Burns or, yeah.
So I have a video of a woman explaining.
Oh, they're all over the
place. And you explained it too.
Yeah.
But then the question she posts.
Yeah.
Have you been foodie called?
All right, hold on.
And the comments.
I haven't seen this one, but we'll play that in a second. But if there's anyone listening that would like to comment on the foodie call, or any guys listening that you've been victims, you've been the subject of a foodie call, where a woman maybe matches you online, no interest in
any kind of relationship.
They just want dinner. They want a nice dinner. And we also talked about this, that a lot of guys are getting wise and they're meeting for drinks or coffee so they don't have to invest in an expensive dinner. All right, any aspect of this, if you would like to weigh in, I'd love to grab a call or two here, or 4 or 5 or 6. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 is how you get in right now here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, so let's play this audio. What do you have? You found this on?
So I typed into the Google,
right?
Foodie call, videos, video online, TikTok.
All right.
And this creator or person comes up.
All right, so do you have to roll it back? It looks like it's already in.
Yeah, here we go.
No, look, it's already advanced. All right, you ready?
It's like a half second.
All right, go. Play it.
Back from a first date with a gentleman that actually organised the date while he was away travelling in Europe, which is so lovely because he booked the reservation while he was travelling. But we were talking about a past experience and he termed it a foodie call. So not a booty call, a foodie call.
Yep.
So this woman would call him up and just say, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to go for dinner? And then he would land up having to pay. And then on the last occasion, she invited him for drinks with her friends, and the friends weren't ordering or offering to pay for any drinks.
So he would pay for all the friends' drinks too.
All the rounds. And it wasn't until the second round that he realized what was going on.
Yeah.
And he then realized that this is something that this person does regularly. And so they've now termed it the foodie call, not the booty call. I think this is hilarious, but also very sad.
Yeah, it is. All right. So that's one example.
That's just classless.
It is. But this is becoming a big deal. We've talked about this in the past, but what's new, I don't recall us talking about it being a foodie call.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, that's new. But we've talked about these women that were just looking for a free meal.
Can I just say, when I was like dating before you, I almost never let the guy pay because I don't want to owe anybody jack crap. I don't want to feel like I owed him anything, like a second date. I'm like, nope, I got my own money. I'm working. I'm paying. That's it.
Go. Every line is loaded. Every single line is lit here on the MJ Morning Show. Look at this. Philip first in Winter Haven. Philip, you're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105 104.7 FM. Go.
Yes, good morning.
Hey.
So I actually have a friend in New York that does that. She'll purposely go out for men for free meals.
And what, try to get reservations at like the top restaurants in New York, like the hottest James Beard Award restaurant or latest?
Yeah, she tries to go to, she only does 4- and 5-star restaurants.
We're going to Maria. We're going to Carbone. We're going to Torrisi, 11 Madison.
$400 or $500 and up a person. So.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what, and she does this often?
She does it 2 or 3 times a week.
Holy crap!
It's pretty often.
She's getting like $1,500 worth of like Michelin-starred food a week going out on these foodie calls?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, wow. How old is she, Philip?
40 years old.
Wow. Is she attractive?
She's decently attractive. She's a little hefty.
Well, that's because she's eating a lot of butter and cream rich food at these Michelin-starred restaurants 3 times a week.
I mean, if she worked in a salad, maybe that would be the worst thing.
You know what? She needs to work out a free membership from one of these guys at Equinox.
So,
listen, that's not the worst thing. I went out with a girl here in Winter Haven who on Veterans Day would go around to every single restaurant and get free food just for Veterans Day.
Oh, claiming that she was a veteran?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Phil, that's a low-level scam.
That is.
Your
that's
girl
that's
in New
Fester.
York,
That's a Fester level scam.
that is
Sounds
true.
like it.
So your girl in New York, though, what happens at the end of the date? End of the date, the meal's over. Is she
She would
connecting
just
with
say
these?
she's not interested. Sorry, you're not my type.
Is she meeting these guys matching on like Tinder or other dating sites?
Tinder, POF, Meet Me.
Hold on. What's POF?
Plenty of fish.
Oh, Plenty of Fish. All right. I've heard of Plenty of Fish. I just never.
Cupid.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah. Wow. Philip, good call. Right off the bat. Good phone call. Thank you, man. Have a great day. How about Ellen in Largo? Ellen, MJ Morning Show. You're up. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
We're well. Go ahead.
No, I've been doing this since I moved to Florida. I call it Girl Gotta Eat. And we just post it, I post my location on Facebook so my friends know, and they just say, Girl Gotta Eat,
Where'd you move from?
Ohio.
And how many times a week do you go out on a foodie call, Girl Gotta Eat?
At least twice a week. The weekends, definitely Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So you're meeting guys on Facebook, and then you're getting them.
No, not on Facebook. I go to the more like Seeking and Sugar Daddy sites and stuff like that.
Wow. How old are you, Ellen?
63.
63? You're running a racket?
Yeah.
Who's answering the ad?
I don't have to pay, girls. Women don't have to pay.
No. Who's answering the ad? Like, who's like? Is it like
40-year-old
guys, or is it 80-year-old guys, or
70-year-old guys down to 50? My youngest one I went out with was 37.
Where did the 37-year-old take you to dinner?
He took me to Bascom's.
Bascom's Chop House, good, right on Overton.
Yeah.
Wow! And did you?
You betcha.
So, are you a slob there? Do you order like the most expensive stuff?
I start with the most expensive cocktails, and then probably get a nice steak or something. Usually, and at least 3 cocktails.
Oh man, at least 3 cocktails.
Girl got to eat and drink.
Girl gotta eat. Wow. All right, Ellen, thank you.
it just seems like such a good way to get stabbed. I mean, you don't know these guys. I mean,
yeah.
not condoning that, but
Pat's in Tampa. Pat, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
Doing well, Pat. Go ahead.
So we have a friend who is actually unemployed. He quit his job because he wanted to start doing photography.
okay.
And so he started dating some girls, and all they want to do is go to like Park Shore. They want to go to really high-end places. They order really expensive drinks, really expensive meals, and then they say, "So when's the next date?" It's like, what?
Wow.
How's he affording it if
it's
if
really
he quit?
bad out there.
Well, how's he affording it?
Well, he has savings.
Yeah,
And
he's
so,
dipping.
you know-
Guess what? He's cashing in his 401k and paying the penalty.
Okay.
Oh my God, like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So then he said, "Hey, how about the next date? You know, I'll make dinner at my house." And they're like, "Oh no, I want to go out and I want to go, you know, to expensive places."
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad out there.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen.
so sorry for everybody dating.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine if I were dating today. You know, Michelle.
awful.
Yeah, Michelle and I.
No,
listen,
it's really bad.
we have our ups and downs, but hey, Michelle, are we going to make it to the end? Are you and I going to make it until death do us part?
Sure. But let this just be a lesson to you about how lucky you are. Because what am I very happy and content to eat?
Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I mean, the cheapest food in the store.
An 82-cent box of Kraft
There you
macaroni
go.
and cheese.
You're going for a high-end meal, and I'm like, nah, I'll just make
Have
some
we
mac and
figured
cheese.
out why the hell? No one's gotten back to me. Why the hell does Costco not have
I don't
the
know.
big box of Kraft macaroni and cheese? All right, phones are loaded. This is amazing. How about Anonymous? All right, Andrew, I got to move on after these calls. So I'll do Anonymous, Marcus, Nancy, and then Mark. So 4 more quick calls here. Anonymous first in Holiday. Hello, Anonymous.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
I turned the tables on this one. Well, I'm not going to mention the restaurant. Took a woman to a 5-star restaurant in downtown Tampa. Went to use the restroom, and as I come out, it was around a pillar, and I heard her making a video of how she was setting me up as a foodie. So I didn't say anything. We ate dinner. The check came. I excused myself to use the restroom again, and I walked out the door and left her.
Oh man. Come on, you got to tell me the restaurant. It doesn't matter. What restaurant?
I'm not saying it. Nope, I'm not, because I don't know if she paid the bill or not. I'm not mentioning it. You guys are great.
All right, thank you, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Marcus in Tampa. 3 more here. Marcus, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Oh my heck, I got foodied.
You got foodied.
I got it.
All right, who foodied you? What happened?
I met this lady on Match. She came up with some restaurant in the Carrollwood area. Never heard of it, but it wasn't a high-end place. But she ordered a drink. She ordered an appetizer. She ordered this seafood pasta. Ate like 4 bites of it. I was only about halfway through with my salmon. The waiter shows up, just going to get anything. She orders dessert and says, "Oh, by the way, can I have a box to go?" She takes 3 bites of the dessert and says, "Can I have a box to go for that?" And I was like, what in the world? So then...
Did she order like additional martinis and get cups to go?
No, she didn't order a drink, so I didn't get hosed on the on the expensive liquor.
Yeah, listen, alcohol's the highest profit margin in the house. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's not probably. No, alcohol is the highest. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So appetizer, and then she ate maybe a third of her meal, and then ate 3 bites of the dessert.
Yeah.
And then I call her up and I ask her out, and then she tells me, she's a nurse. I got this gig up in New York or something like that for the summer, so I won't be seeing you again.
Oh, like a traveling nurse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like a scam.
Yeah, I totally got hosed.
You got fooded. Hey, what was the total check? How much?
I don't know, around $100, something like that. Again, it wasn't a really high-end place, but it was just the appetizer and the entree and the dessert, and none of it was, the appetizer was eaten completely, but the rest of it was,
Yeah, that was lunch or dinner for tomorrow.
Yeah, basically he fed her for the week.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Marcus. All right, 2 more. Nancy in Sarasota. Nancy, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Well, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay, great. I just wanted to let y'all know, first off, I am not a foodie, but I coined a term a long time ago. Those are professional daters. I had a girlfriend that was like that, and I told her that she needed to slow down and really try to meet somebody. But 2-3 times a week, she would go out every week with these guys and get dinner, and wine and drinks.
You know what? It's almost probably like an obsession. It's probably like a game. You get like you're on crack. It's like you keep feeding yourself literally with these free dates, and you probably think about, oh man, I'm eating hundreds of dollars worth of free food a week at nice restaurants. It's probably an addiction.
Yeah, it is. I think so. That's what I told
Are you still friends with her, Nancy?
But she started crying when I told her that's what she was.
You're a foodie call. Are you still friends with her?
We were for a pretty long time, but she held that against me, but we're not friends.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, it sounds like her issue.
All right, last call before we move on. Mark in Holiday. Hello, Mark. Go.
Good morning. First of all, it doesn't pleasure me to say this, but about 7 years ago,
Nice.
I was on Match.com, and I actually did link up with a young lady locally, and she told me that she was running this racket. Of course, the terminology wasn't there, this foodie call.
Foodie call.
But she did let me know that's what that she did. I found it shocking. I couldn't believe it. I said, what? But yeah, she admitted to me openly that that's what she does. She goes out on dates with men, and it wasn't about a high-priced meal. It was just about a meal in general. I mean, it wasn't low-end like McDonald's, but it's probably mid-grade, like a frozen food like chilies and stuff like that. But
All right, Mark, thank you. Appreciate it.
that's all I got.
Thank
All
you.
right. You pleasured me with this phone call. Have a nice day. You like the video? If so, go ahead and click like, share, subscribe, and get more.